Hi, friends. I'm going to answer a question today I get all of the time, even though I know when you're asking me the question, even you're rolling your eyes. And that question is, what kind of shoes do we wear to our beach photo session? I get it. I get it. You're asking because you're like, no way, it's just as simple as no shoes, right? Nah, it's really that simple. Don't bother wearing the shoes. We're going to get to your beach location. So sometimes it's good to have like easy to throw off shoes, flip flops, sandals, whatever may have you. So we can walk, especially if we're going to meet on Folly Beach near Morris Island Lighthouse. We will be taking a quarter of a mile walk down a concrete path that's going to be full of rocks and sand and things like that. So you might want some shoes, and I'll mention this in your email that I send before your session, of course, by the way. But if we're meeting like at IOP, on Kiwa, at other beach access points, we're probably just walking right across the sand. So the shoes that you should wear are just the shoes that you're going to be most comfortable in getting from your car to the sand. Then we're going to kick your shoes off, leave them in a pile, and run through the sand. And you don't need shoes for that. Especially don't put shoes on the little kids because we're just asking for it. Now, two exceptions I do want to offer. If you have somebody in your group who maybe needs more stability, might have some mobility issues, or maybe is a little older, then I think that wearing shoes is going to help because the sand inherently is very wobbly. Obviously, I don't know if wobbly is the word, but it's not a steady surface. So anything that will help them, by all means, they need to be in those shoes. But also mention to me when we're going through the location decision making for your session that you have somebody who, maybe you wouldn't call them having mobility issues because they're quite fine walking around, but we just want to be mindful of their depth perception and their ability to stay balanced on surfaces like that, because that might change which beach access point we meet at. Maybe looking for one that has more boardwalk for some extra stability. Maybe that I know there are some that we walk even farther to get to the water where there's more loose sand and less compacted sand. We might avoid things like that. Definitely just keep it in mind. The second is if you just happen to have some sandals that you love, by all means wear them. I'm never going to tell you no. Just know I'm not going to be wearing any shoes. Um, Depending on where we're meeting, sometimes I have a pair of flip flops that I leave in my bag. Sometimes I don't wear shoes at all because what's the point? I take them off and leave them in the trunk of my car before I meet you. And then when I get back to the car, I'm going to spend minutes trying to get all the sand off the bottom of my feet before I climb into the car, anyways. So shoes just seem like they don't even make any difference, right? I will tell you this. This is my disclaimer, my fine print. This was years ago, but I did have a pair of flip flops stolen off of the beach. When the session started, I kicked off my very old, ratty, Old Navy flip flops, and I just left them near the edge of the path, the beach access point, and then we walked not very far away to take all of our photos in eyesight of the flip flops. But then when we returned back to the beach access point, they were gone. And we checked everywhere because we thought there's no way they've just disappeared or blown away in the wind. But what if maybe just in case, let's keep an eye out. We looked everywhere. Somebody just came and stole my old nasty flip flops. I don't know why. But that was a lesson for me that I wouldn't wear anything that you care about if they get stolen. But on that day, I just was like, okay, that's crazy. And I'm telling this story all the time for the rest of my life. But inherently, it doesn't make a difference to me. So if you're going to wear shoes to help you get to our eventual photo location, be mindful that if you're going to be leaving them behind, things can get crazy. Better safe than sorry. And of course, if anybody in your party needs shoes for mobility, please, safety first. Always, 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 always safety first. But if we're just meeting and we're going to frolic in the waves and chase each other in the sand and have a lot of fun, unless you want your kiddo to use the shoes as a pail, which they probably will, it'll be a full shovel and pail situation, leave them in the car. Don't even bother. We're going to live our best beach life.